has happened. Like, literally, Wolves. Like, oh my days, man. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Consistency is the problem. If you tuned in my live when we won against Newcastle, I specifically quoted one player who had actually played well, and none other than Manuel Ugarte. I said inconsistency is his issue. What was he doing on the pitch? Like, literally, he was giving oh, baby passes. Like, baby passes. Those passes, expect passes like that from under nines, under 50, actually under nines team. Man, we lost a lot of possession because of carelessness, loss of focus. There was no ambition in that squad today. Say whatever you're going to say, but the reality is there was no ambition. There was literally no ambition. There was no mentality of winning the game. Yes, they might have to, but to be very specific and very honest, Wolves is not a team that is supposed to be. This is the team that we actually beat 4-1 the other day at their own home ground. Why is it that when we come to Manchester United, when we come to Old Trafford, we are always giving these teams a free fall? Like, they just come and dominate us. It is shameful. To be very honest, it's very shameful. I don't personally. I'll be very honest. Fans were calling for a change of system of change formation. Yes, we have changed the formation. And still the same issues are rising over and over and over again. So, what is the main issue here? Because I would like to know, because personally I don't. I've tried each and every problem. There is a problem inside another problem. Like, make it make sense. Honestly speaking, make it make sense. This is a team we should have beaten mercilessly because we are our home ground. I think these players, the players don't actually, and even the manager. Actually, this is on the manager because, well, I don't know. Like, there's no urgency. Like, the players don't have urgency, and that's what makes me wonder and worry so much. Because if these are the same players we expect to win, us to win games, to actually take us to top four, then we are in a dream zone. Like, we are in a fantasy. We are actually in the metaverse. And wallahi, we are actually in the metaverse because these players, there was no, like, seriously. One, okay, let's just talk about Benjamin Šeško. This guy is good at scoring headers, but today all his headers, like, as I don't, as if his head was not actually on the game. Šeško, he's a 6.5 striker, missing close range heading opportunity. Some will say he has played well, but to me, he was poor. Very, very much poor. Because on a different scenario, where it was what if, okay, if it was another striker, a striker of the sample of Haaland or Edison Cavani or even Cristiano Ronaldo, he would have scored at least 2 of the 3 missed headers. Like, basically, each and every person, starting the only person who was actually doing good and is always doing good is Sane Lamens. Sane Lamens is always saving us. We should have considered at least 3 were it not for his efforts. Aiden Heaven, masterclass. Eindhoven masterclass. That goal only actually destroyed. Like, we were looking at the second clean sheet consecutively in a row. But honestly speaking, man, what was Manuel Ugarte doing the pitch? Fouling, giving baby passes, losing possession, and literally the guy is just standing there. There was instances where the guy had the chance to actually start a counter attack, but was delaying. I also mentioned Patrick Dogu. Patrick Dogu last game was marvelous, but today he has costed us opportunities. Opportunities, and when I'm saying opportunities, I mean there was a possibility of him actually even creating chances for others, but instead he chose to shoot. You feel me? I'm personally, I don't know. I actually even can't tell what is. I just feel so bad. I feel bad. Apologies for the network which I was opening my X account. Man, Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. Man, we are losing so many opportunities to actually do something constructive with this team. Because honestly speaking, man, this we okay. We had an opportunity to actually even win the game. So many opportunities. We created chances, but as usual, the same problem. The same problem. Banter, bro, hi, hi. But the same problems always keep on arising. And what's that? We are making the same mistakes over and over and over again. Honestly speaking, the whole game we were we actually even not playing as if we want to win the game. Like, it was just so bad. Okay. Anmol, hi, hi, hi. We're actually playing so bad to the point now, even Bulls at full time, even with 8 key players absent, that is one of United most embarrassing results in the Premier League era. And it is not a surprise Wolves are winless and have just taken their third point in 19 games. Exactly. We gave them their first goal, and we are actually giving them another point and another goal by the same in the span of just 1 year. It is shameful. It is very shameful, especially when it is at Old Trafford. It is very shameful, and this players should actually be ashamed of themselves. They should be actually ashamed of themselves. The only good thing that we are lucky is Chelsea has gotten a draw with Bournemouth. But to be very honest, man, you should have actually been ahead of them by far, and I mean by far. Because tell me why we are wasting chances, man. I can't sleep, man. I can't sleep. I can't sleep, man. It is just so boring. Like, it is frustrating, man. Okay, let's just say, okay, Cunha has been denied one or two free kicks, but he's been guilty of trying to hard almost from the off tonight. Played similarly at Molenix. Like, this guy, I don't know if he still has attachments with Wolves. Like, he still has attachments. This is not the Cunha we saw the other game, the previous game. So we are actually, it is so saddening that we have given Wolves at that point. It is shocking. It is embarrassing. Personally, I'm actually pretty much angry because, well, well, I knew the game was going to be difficult, but I wasn't expecting that we are going to give Wolves an open field. Like literally, they were just strolling across our midfield. Like there was no, like there was these instances where our players are going one on one with Wolves, with a Wolves player with a ball, and they cannot even tackle, man. Yet when you turn the tables, Wolves were actually even tackling from behind and front and center and side, from the east, north, west, southwest, just to take the ball. But our players are like escorting the Wolves players to our box, man. When did we get this part, man? Monday was like just escorting. Like we should actually. You see, this is what I'm saying. I actually miss the time we had players like Bailey, or Marcos Hoho. I'm pretty sure right now at least 2 or 3 Wolves players will be injured, because these guys, they knew what it meant to play for Manchester United. Yes, it did not work out for them well, but at the end of the day, if we're counting people who stood and fought for the badge, we'll honestly pick them, because they could not allow such a player to actually even. And this is the problem. We have been conceding goals because our players are indecisive. Like they cannot make a decision. We actually cannot even tackle. Like it is now becoming a basic commodity. It's becoming a basic skill for players. Wolves get their first point after 11 straight Premier League's defeats, and of course it was against Manchester United at Old Trafford. I can't believe this performance. The manager took what was working, threw it out, and brought back that wasn't working. Instead, that's why I'm saying I'm blaming Amorim too, because why should you take a defender off and don't put us an attacking player? Yes, Bulls were hard actually, honestly speaking, because Eden Heaven, people didn't want Eden Heaven. Actually, Eden Heaven was the only player that we actually saw was actually doing something. Wolves, with 3 points, are hungrier, fitter, and generally playing better than Manchester United, who are the home team and have 7 defensive players on the pitch. The question is, why is Manchester United going blow for blow with one of the worst teams in the Premier League history? It is not like this is even at Molineux. This is Old Trafford, man. Like, we can't even do something constructive. Like, it was so boring. The game was so boring. And I, very honest with you, I realized this game is going to be bad the way we started off. We started off as if it is a friendly. Another thing is, one of the academy players was played out of, out of position. Like, this is bad, really bad. Like, how can you get so much wrong after the good win the other day? It doesn't make sense. Honestly speaking, I don't want actually to go into one of the players, but honestly speaking, Jack Fletcher, well, that guy was, well, anyways, it is, I think it's that debut, so I'm going to, like, just, you know, just give him a leeway for now. Yeah, because this is the worst game of the season in a season full of shit. Get rid for goodness sake. Like I was actually personally confused because why was he subbing in Fletcher and playing him in where the position where Shialesi position was supposed to be? Like, I don't understand. Well, there are rumors Manchester United want to buy a striker in January, but like, you see, this is what happens with Manchester United. When you have one problem, even before you solve that problem, another problem arises. I love Šeško, but he's clearly not. the striker that we actually need for now. We actually need a mature striker because some of the chances he's missing, any mature number 9 will not be missing. It is absurd, and this is what I'm be speaking about when I'm saying mentality. Mentality is an issue in Manchester United because, like, for the first from minute one, we were playing as if we don't want to win. We have seen instances where even players like Casemiro are hesitating to even make passes. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these players, man? You all have to apologize. Okay, I apologize for being cussing, but I hope you all understand what I'm feeling because it is so absurd. We have had instances where players like Casemiro would have slipped the ball or made just an X and somebody either I'm even forgetting their names, Dogu or Luke Shaw would have crossed in. Like, I don't know. Like, I personally wanted us to have a 2-win end of year, but seems the players had other choices or other decisions because this is terrible. Hall of Shame display. And I personally, I don't know, like, why I take off Zaxi, man? Like, Zaxi was actually doing something. Zaxi was controlling the game. His link-up play was okay, but why was he subbed? In the first half. In the half time, that is. Honestly, I'm pissed. I'm just so heartbroken. And the shocking thing was Wolves in between the 71 minutes. Wolves had an XG at Old Trafford more than it, they had an XG of 0.97, as we had an XG of 0.8, 0.58. Can you imagine? Imagine that. That is very shameful. Casemiro's alone salary is actually, if I'm not so wrong, Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes salary per year is enough. Is the same equivalent with Wolves squad worth. And yet, a team from just anywhere, okay, Wolves, yeah, comes to Old Trafford and have an XG of 0.97. I don't know. I don't know. Because this is shameful. This is shameful. Man. Like, what is happening, man? Look at the results. The results that we have had at Old Trafford. Games that we should have won. Let's not forget we were beaten by Everton. Don't forget we went a 1-1 draw with West Ham. Don't forget Manchester United drew with Bournemouth 4-4, despite leading in 2 instances. And now this. This isn't Manchester United. This is not a team like we know, like we grew up watching and knowing. It is shameful, and that's what I'm saying. Šeško, well, according to what Leipzig and so many people are saying, I included, he's a air bench. But today, honestly speaking, is actually making me have doubts about his air capabilities because there's no way you can miss. Was it 3 or 4? Yes, at least score one, like, just to show, like, yeah, I am air bench. But honestly speaking, there's no way you can miss scoring 3 direct headers. That is shameful. That is shameful. Well, at least there was one debut for. Oh, okay, this kid name is a bit hard. Matantuano? Yes, Bonditos. Yeah, he's a good lad. I personally have watched him play in the academy, and he's good. He's good. Like he's super good. Though I was a bit off angry with him when he got that chance, but it was like these players were marking very useless passes, like touches. A simple touch, they just use a lot of force. Like there was no game plan, no creativity, can't keep the ball in the final that, can't create chances, and no goal threats whatsoever. That was really painful watch, like honestly speaking. Like it was so bad. I don't know even what to say, man. Honestly speaking, this was the most painless performance I've ever seen since supporting Manchester United. And I've been a Manchester United fan for the last at least 15, 19, 20 years. And this is like, honestly speaking, somebody tell me what process we are trusting. I cannot. I repeat, I cannot recognize my club because we make two steps forward, and then the next game we go back 15 steps back. And the funniest thing is, even the scorer of that goal was a very short guy. And this is the problem. We always give space to players in our box. And this is what I was saying. We escort players into our box. We can't tackle. Like, honestly speaking, we were shit in the first half with the back three and shit in the second half with the back four. So, what is the issue? And this is why I'm saying, yes, today it might have been Amorim's fault, but majority lies on the players. I don't know. It is just absurd and sickening. Like we can't win at Old Trafford, man. A fortress, man. A fortress. A fortress. We were once a fortress. I remember during all the time, like we rarely considered even in Old Trafford, man. Anyways, guys, let me just uh have a quick supper because midway when we considered I lost appetite. When I saw how we were playing, I felt bad. My appetite disappeared. I was expecting us to end the year with the win. Yet, we have actually given Wolves another point. We have actually given them 2 points out of possible 54 points this season. They have just got a point at OT. Most confusing decision ever. We get huge 3 points against Newcastle last game using a back four. So you switch to a back three the next game. The players look less too. So it is all about the players and the manager. But anyway, let's just wait and see. Because let's just cross over. And again, you have a prosperous new year. And do not allow these results to actually do whatever you're going to do to make sure you cross over the next year. Uh, God willing, see you next year. Adios. Remember, Everybody in your family, your friends, always and want to see you tomorrow. That is next year. So be responsible and remember you are loved. Men, it's okay to not be okay. Men, it's okay to cry. Don't allow depression to actually take a toll in your life. We need you, brother. We need you, father. We need your uncle. We need you, grandpa. Wherever you are, my brother, my cousin. If you are a male somewhere, remember, talk. Don't, do not accept depression to be the one that is actually controlling your life. So, peace. I appreciate you all. See you next year, God willing. I don't think I'm going to do a part 2 post-match reaction because I'm really pissed off and I need just to calm down, cool off, do something else. Maybe watch a documentary to ace and probably forget. Yeah, so. And also, you can follow me on my X account. I go by the name United254. Yes. Adios. Bye bye. No. You're supposed to win, man.